Good evening, ghosts and ghouls. It's the one, the only JT Ripper.
And Todd of Thunder.
And today we have a movie review for you. We're going to be talking about Hellraiser 2022, the exclusive to Hulu.
Yep, our review number 2.
Number 2, not the Electric Boogaloo. I'd rather be fucking watching that shit. Spoiler.
Yeah, I guess we'll dive right into it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the first one, or the series. Let's just go ahead and give our thoughts on the series. Me personally, I think 1 through 4 is great, and then it dives like face first into fucking barbed wire after that.
Yep, my exact same thoughts. Everything after part 4 seems like it was just a script sitting around, and somebody picked it up and said, "Hey, let's add Pinhead and the Cenobites to a couple of these pages and call it a Hellraiser movie."
Just to get it published or something.
I think I read that they done that just to keep the rights to the franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah, in everything after 4 is pretty.
It's goddamn awful.
It's pretty shitty.
I mean, it's fucking terrible.
Well, I guess I'll start with the 2022 movie. This movie actually falls at number 5 on my list by default. Simply because all the other movies are so shit that this automatically moved up. And it's still not a great movie, in my opinion. It wasn't what I was expecting. I heard all these great things about the film when other people
fucking 9 out of 10.
Yeah, people.
IGN, I think, gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, people were really raving about this movie, and I was sitting there watching it, and I was thinking to myself, what the fuck did these people watch?
Yeah. Okay, we had our ideas like a long time ago, and we were talking about movies that we could like reboot and or bring back to the front. And me personally, you know this, you'll vouch for me. I'm not making this shit up. I was talking about a female Pinhead,
right?
And I like how you can like bring it back. It'd be cool because in the books it talks about it had kind of a female voice,
right?
No knock at Doug Bradley because I mean he's the GOAT. I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. I can't knock him for taking these roles. I mean, it was a payday, but even with the shitty movies, it's proven that he's the only one, in my opinion, that can pull off this role. Because even, like I said, even in the crappier ones. Even some of the movies that he's not in the film all that long, when he comes on screen, he commands the screen. Yeah. You can tell that he is the leader and he's not fucking around.
Right.
And he's always memorable in the films, even the crappy ones.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the new Pinhead for a minute. People were giving her rave reviews for her portrayal, and
I feel like they just did it because she's a fucking woman. Like, because of this 2022 day and age.
Right.
Like, they automatically, was going to give her praise just because she's a woman. And not because, you shouldn't fucking judge her because she's a fucking woman. You should judge her on her fucking acting skills.
Yeah,
It's sexist to do that.
I mean, maybe she is a good actor.
Actress.
Actress.
Get it right.
Well, she's transgender. Let's just go ahead and get that fucking out of the way.
Yeah. So I guess
doesn't bother me.
So I guess technically, Pinhead really isn't portrayed by a woman yet. So I'm just saying.
Like I said, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me neither.
It's a Pinhead. It's the Hellraiser world. Shit is crazy anyway in this world. So something like that really doesn't bother me.
No.
However, she did not command the screen, in my opinion. Like, no. I did not remember her. Like, I don't remember her having any memorable lines in this film other than the rehash of "we have such sights to show you." That's it. She actually felt like a she didn't feel like the leader of the Cenobites. She felt like
You know
another
who,
Cenobite.
you know who felt like a leader more than her was that one like that kind of had like the head pilled that kind of had like that nun look.
Yeah,
Like she kind of had more of a presence than the actual Pinhead.
yeah, I feel the
Like,
same way. And the cast in this movie, I'm gonna be honest with you, I could have gave a fuck less about any of these characters, whether they lived or died.
how are they fucking friends? They argue like they fucking like two cats in a fucking sack fighting, like yelling at each other, you're supposed to believe that these fucking people are friends? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't believe these people even knew each other.
Let alone were friends.
I don't think any of the characters had chemistry. They certainly didn't come across to me like they were important or, hey, you should care about these people.
Right.
Because I didn't care about not one goddamn one. And another thing that people were just drooling over was the gore in the film. And
what fucking gore are you watching?
yeah, what gore? I mean, have we gotten to a point in 2022 where watching somebody get stabbed in the hand about 15,000 fucking times is what creeps people out?
I guess so.
Because that's the only gore I can think of. I mean, you had that one scene where the girl's back gets ripped off, but it's so like fast and so dark you don't even really see it. So the one opportunity that they had a chance to really show some gore, they cut away from it. Yeah, they cut away from it. They could have
fucking slowed it down and slowly peeled it away.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and let's talk about the death scenes. There's not many in here, and the like half of the death scenes in here you don't see shit.
Right.
You have the one
of
guy.
them's a fucking Cenobite that dies.
Yeah, that was stupid. That was really stupid. I didn't like that. And like the first guy that gets killed with the chains, you literally just see him dragged off. You don't see him die. You have the brother who supposedly got it in the public restroom, which was a rip-off of the original Candyman, by the way. He's dragged off to fucking hell somewhere. You never see him again.
Yeah, you don't even get to see how he fucking died.
I mean, you see him a little bit later on, but it's like I guess it's one of the Cenobites trying to trick her, and it's not really him.
Yeah, which was weird. Like, it was a cool scene because, you know, like when her hands go like up, like, you know, it's hugging him, but then it like is actually going into him.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know. It was, to me, it was like they were trying to do like from the first one, you know, with I'm drawing a blank with his name.
Frank.
Frank, you know, and how he had that look and everything,
But Frank was actually when he was brought back to life by the spill of the blood up in the attic.
Yeah.
He actually was coming to life. This was like apparition, or I don't even know what to call it. It was like
possibly in her mind, but like then she like freaks out because I don't know if she like realized in that moment that it's really not him.
Yeah, it was just something that they added that they didn't need to, and
I guess they were just trying to like get people to be like, "Ooh, that was creepy."
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, maybe I'm desensitized. I don't know. Maybe like, you know, after watching fucking How to Kill a Duckling and shit like that, this shit is just like, no, it's not. Like, this movie just was not fucking good. Like, it was no creativity at all, and that was my biggest fucking problem in this movie. They're like, oh my god, it's better, it's different, it's creative. It's not. It's fucking boring. It's like watching fucking paint dry.
No, to me,
I fell asleep watching this movie. Sorry to interrupt. I fucking fell asleep watching this goddamn movie. Like, I was laying in the bed with my fucking girlfriend, and I fucking fell asleep. And then had to rewatch it at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was like fucking pulling my fucking pubic hair out.
Yeah, it was, I don't have any desire to rewatch this movie. A lot of times when I'm
glad we didn't go to the fucking theater and watch it.
A lot of times when I'm sour on a movie, I'll go back and I'll give it a rewatch to see if I missed anything, or if I don't want to watch this. like I said, it's better than the later sequels, but the later sequels are like B-rated,
Porn.
like yeah, like worse than that.
Yeah.
So that's why this movie moves up automatically. Because to say some positive things about it, it had a good score to it. The cinematography was good in it. It actually looks like it was shot. It doesn't look like a B-rated movie. It's presented like
it looks good.
Yeah, it's presented like it's a legit like theater style. Let's release this movie, but
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could have been released in theaters.
But just in my opinion, I don't know what they consider this. I don't know if they consider a remake, a reboot, a re-imaging. I think they're going with a re-imaging. If that's the case, to me, this is just another so-so sequel in this franchise. The only difference is there's no Doug Bradley, and because there's no Doug Bradley, this gets 2 limp dicks for me.
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't have that much. I mean, I guess it's more along the lines of the book. I don't know. I personally, I didn't like the sacrifice, had to be made, in order for the box to like move to the next configuration and stuff like that. But I really don't have any positives about this movie, if you can't tell. My problem is that Hellraiser in the franchise or Pinhead gives you an option, like there's a choice, and Pinhead really didn't give her a choice, because like she was like, no, I'm done, I'm putting this box down, I don't want nobody else to die, and then they fucking jab her in the fucking palm.
She actually tells her, like Pinhead actually tells her, you're going to do this whether you want to or not.
Right.
But then at the end of the film, she chooses not to do it, and Pinhead's like, oh, okay, well, yeah. I guess that's that.
You made the ultimate sacrifice to kill more, and
it's like, okay, well, if that was the case, then this movie should have been fucking over 30 minutes ago then.
Right. Like, it made really bad choices. Really bad choices. I mean, the boyfriend twist was like, it was all right.
And that motherfucker must have had 9 lives, because he was bit and he was stabbed and he was all this shit, and he still didn't die. Like the last you saw him, and he was drugged down a tunnel to hell or something, screaming. So apparently he was a big old tough bastard.
Yeah, piece of shit. And that's my problem, is that all these characters felt like pieces of shit that you couldn't get behind.
Yeah. The main girl in it was supposed to be like a recovering alcoholic or a drug addict, whichever one.
Yeah, because her pills and shit and everything.
Yeah, but by 30 minutes into the movie, that's never brought up ever again. So this one thing that's supposed to be significant in the beginning of the movie, that's going to make you think that, hey, this might come up later. Yeah, maybe they're going to use this to tempt her,
or tease her,
and it never fucking brings back up. So it was a character that they thought, oh well, I guess people that are fans of this type of movie will relate to, because they might be all drug addicts. Well, fuck you. I'm a horror fan, and I don't do drugs, and I hardly drink. And when I do drink, it's social, and
it's a good time for all of us. There's nothing better than a drunk Todd.
Yeah,
I'd have a sexy Todd dance versus watching this fucking movie ever again.
I don't drink because I like the taste of alcohol. I drink to get fucking drunk. Just like I don't watch a fuck flick because I want a good storyline. I watch a fuck flick because I want to jack off.
Oh man, but I know Todd is the guy that was like, oh, everybody should watch horror, bad horror movies, so you can, be tormented like we are. But me personally, I'm gonna say, don't fucking waste your time, and thank God this is not in the theaters, because if it was, I'd tell you not to waste your money. Don't fucking rent this. Hell, don't get a Hulu subscription and waste your time on it. Like, it's not a fucking good. And IGN, I know you're not gonna hear this, but fuck you, because your ratings are dog shit anyway, and y'all shouldn't rate horror movies ever.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me question whether or not people have actually seen any of the other Hellraiser films. If they think that this is like the be all to end all, because
people are saying this is the best Hellraiser movie.
Yeah, I don't know what they were watching, but it didn't do much for me. Like I said, it moves up automatically just because the other scripts were just there and they added Pinhead. This movie was written around Pinhead, and it still like failed in my opinion. So
I think my problem is that I had such like high hopes for this fucking movie. Like, I was excited for a female Hellraiser. I was excited that they're bringing it back. I wasn't excited that it was going straight to Hulu. But
yeah,
now that, it's out, I'm glad it was, because I didn't waste my fucking money on it. But like, I just wanted I really wanted this movie to do well.
Yeah, I wanted the movie to do well as well, and in my opinion, Pinhead is the most recognizable horror villain to never really get his just due. And there's never, besides like maybe the first 4 Hellraiser films, there's so much more that character that you can explore with that character, that I don't think it has really, like, no film has really taken advantage of the Pinhead icon, in my opinion.
No.
Like, but at least we got 4 good movies out of it. We can go back and watch 4 good movies.
Right.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this new Hellraiser, I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Simply on the basis of a good score, good cinematography, and, hopefully, if they do a sequel, which I'm pretty sure they will because all these people are praising it, if they do a sequel, I hope that they take the idea that bigger and more death scenes, like, give us more, give us just more. If you give us more and you give us more Pinhead, then maybe, just maybe, we'll come around to it. But this first one ain't it.
No, I believe it or not, it's hard for me to give this a fucking 4, but I'm giving it a 4. Excuse me. Because, I mean, like,
I've seen worse movies, but like you said, this was an icon that we were expecting more from.
Right. Well, I'm giving it a 4 because, I mean, the score was great. The score was really fucking good. I really love the way this movie looked.
Yeah.
I like the way the Cenobites looked. I didn't care for Hellraiser, or excuse me, I keep saying Hellraiser, Pinhead. I thought Pinhead could have looked a little bit more, like, distinguished.
Yeah. I really missed their, like, black leather stuff on, because they all just looked naked.
Yeah, naked and pilled.
Yeah, like a
fucking pilled.
They all look
egg.
they all look like fucking shrimp with needles in them.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I know I'm talking like this is my all time like most hated movie. It's not. Trust me.
No,
like,
it's more of,
you ought to hear me talk about the remakes of Nightmare on Elm Street, and trust me, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, this is just us being not really angry but disappointed.
Yeah, more disappointed than anything. And I like you said, I hope the next one they just kind of they go balls to the wall. Another disappointing thing, I gotta say this real quick, is that I really, really, really was hoping for, like, maybe like a cameo like maybe it was two pinheads, you know, in the end.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, she was like the protege, or like, you know, she was like she's the actual pinhead, and then like, you know, he was actually under her the whole time. You know, that would have been a cool concept too. You know, something like it would have, like, and then like in part 2, then they could explore two pinheads, and then like, you know, you could just go from there.
Or, you know, would have been really cool is if you take Ashley Lawrence, who was the star of the first 2 movies, and she could have been the pinhead. She could have been like the apprentice. She could have been the student. Yeah. And then like she's doing all of this, and then at the end, you know, maybe Doug Bradley just makes a cameo and, you know, kind of pats her on the back and says good job, but nope, none of that happened. That's just fantasy fucking to us, but
right. And
you know, it is what it is.
I just keep talking about parts I hate about it. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I just do not like his movie. Like, the ending of the movie didn't make sense to me neither.
Yeah, I mean, nothing in this film
like the ultimate,
jumped out at me as being
like the ultimate
awesome.
Power. Like the ultimate power that he got was to be a fucking Cenobite.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's not a new concept in these films. They've done that before, but you know,
I know we could go on for. I keep going. Like I'm just so fucking disappointed in this one.
Yeah, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for me.
4 out of 10. Well, I think that's a good note to end it on. So you want to take us out?
Well, shit. Usually you do the outro, but yeah, for Todd of Thunder
and JT Ripper,
toodaloo, bitches,
and we're all fucked.